The Night Before Christmas by my old friend Clement C. Moore. This was written in 1822. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of a new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up on the housetop, the coursers they flew, with sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of the pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump. I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh, how are things in Shreveport, Louisiana? I'll bet your children didn't know that I know your nanny. Yes, Caden, I'm talking to you. Caden and Kinley, Addison, JC, Kennedy, Brody, I'm talking to all of you. Your nanny was telling me about how y'all been acting. And I asked her, I says, well, I've been hearing from the elf on the shelf. I've been hearing from Fred and Maxwell. So how has Brody been doing? And she told me that Brody was doing pretty good. So I started checking in on Brody. Fred Maxwell's always filling me in, so I didn't have to check on Caden or Kinley or Addison, because they've got Fred. And of course, JC and Kennedy, they got Maxwell. And as long as y'all don't touch them, don't touch Fred or Maxwell, or I'll lose the magic and I won't be able to see how y'all done. Make sure you're still on the nice list. Anyway, I know Caden, gosh, you're in the 5th grade already, 10-year-old in 5th grade. Wow. Well, I know you want a scooter and a cell phone. A cell phone? What does a 10-year-old need with a cell phone? My goodness, my goodness. Oh, back in my day when I was 10-year-old, I wanted a car or a truck. You know, toys. And Kinley, bless her heart, she wants baby dolls to name Emery. 3 years old in preschool. So sweet. And Addison, honey, you want fake fingernails. You like to play with makeup. You want clothes. You're in the 1st grade. You like to play dress up, make, toy makeup. That's cute. Well, now old JC, he's 10-year-old. He's in the 5th grade. Wanting a soccer jacket. She's wanting a soccer jacket. But JC's a pretty nice old girl. She said she'd be happy with anything Santa Claus brings her. Well, JC, I can tell that you have a warm heart, and I'll make sure Santa Claus brings you something special that you'll like, okay? And Kennedy likes to play makeup, wants a tie-dye shirt kit, arts and crafts. Well, Kennedy, the only problem we got here is you are right on that edge of naughty and nice, okay? You're going to have to be really good for me to bring you some of these things, because you've been acting up just a little bit, so you're going to have to straighten up. Do what your mama tells you, help keep your room clean, all that kind of stuff that children are supposed to do. Don't make your mama have to pick up after you. And Brody, 6 years old. Oh, Brody wants some more PlayStation and Xbox games. I know him. He likes to play that Xbox and that PlayStation. Well, I know you're just in the 1st grade, but I want you to know Santa Claus is watching. And I'm always watching, making sure you're being a good boy. You're doing a pretty good job of it. We'll see what we can find for you in Santa's workshop, okay? Well, children, I want each of you to make sure at your houses that you do something for me. Don't be leaving me milk and cookies. Can you imagine all the milk and cookies I have to eat? Oh, I don't want to upset anybody. I always take a bite out of a cookie if it's left. But the problem is there's so many bites out of cookies. Oh, I'm so fat. Reindeer don't want to pull me. So if you would, make sure at your house you take a carrot and cut it into 9 pieces for Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen and Rudolph. Make sure you cut it up into 9 pieces for me so I can feed the reindeer, all right? All right. Well, you have a very Merry Christmas. And old Santa Claus will come see you, all right? Bye-bye.